Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, he's someone who in less than 2 years went from no formal swim, bike or run background to completing a full Ironman, from starting his triathlon journey back in 2024 to conquering Iron Māori quarter, half and now full Ironman in 2026. His story is about discipline, whānau support and pushing past perceived limits, all while running his own building company. No mai ara mai, Wiremu Wano. Kia ora my bro, how are we?
Kia ora bro, kia ora Caps.
Hey, good to have you on the show, brother. I'm keen to hear of your little triathlon journey, but before we get started, ko wai koe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Ka pai. Huri tēnei no konei, no Taranaki iwi, no Te Aotearoa, no Ngāti Tama, no hoki ki Mātātua waka ki Ngāti Awa, ka noho ana au ki Puketapu, tahua taku hoa rangatira, me o maua tamariki, toko toru ta maua tamahine, ko Wiremu Wano tōku ingoa. Kia ora.
Kia ora, bro. Kia ora. Now, we're gonna on the interview. We're gonna talk about your triathlon journey. But before we do that, what were some other sports that you played growing up as a young fella and on into adulthood?
Yeah, sports. So just that kura bro, Francis Douglas, where you were there as one of our tuakana. I just did the usual rugby, bit of football. Through my schooling days, but yeah, nothing too crazy. According to my cousins, I was pretty hopeless, so didn't carry that on past school. But yeah, golf and surfing really. It's been kind of it, and a bit of cross training in there. And yeah, the last couple of years has been all about triathlons.
Yeah, well, you said you're not very good at your whānau, Ricky. You weren't that good at sports. Well, you're pretty good at something, and we're going to talk about that now, which is triathlon. So now you only started, I think, June 2024. What kind of sparked your decision to give triathlon a go?
Yeah, so my sister Sarah, she just said to come along to a training camp with Taranaki Tour. So yeah, I came along, hadn't done any swimming or proper swimming, running or biking before that. And then so just went along to a session and just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the mahi, but just the whānau support and everyone sort of tautoko each other, and yeah.
Beautiful. Now you mentioned you hadn't really done any kind of proper swimming, biking or running training before. So tell us a little bit about those first few months. Obviously there was the good whānau vibe, but man, that must have been a bit of a shock to the body, eh? Tell us how that went.
Yeah, for sure, bro. The swimming wasn't too bad. Because the surfing, that translates over a bit. The biking was a bit of an adjustment, getting on those fast bloody road bikes with the I never thought I'd be wearing the shorts with the bloody lycra and that. So first day I turned up in rugby shorts and got a sore nono from the bike. So you learn pretty quick. You got to get a few gears to go with it. So yeah. Cool.
Oh, awesome. Now you completed, I think it's the quarter Iron Māori in November 2024. Did that moment kind of change how you looked at yourself in terms of being an athlete, in that space?
Yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed the quarter. Was just a good starting point for the try. That's generally when you jump on with Taranaki Tour. That's the Iron Māori in November. The quarter's what most people do, so it's a really nice entry point. So that's a 1K swim, 50K bike, and a 10K run.
That's just the beginning. That's just the start. So fast forward a year to the half Iron Māori, then the full Iron Māori. What kind of shifted the mentality to try and take on those bigger distances?
Yeah, just got the drive, bro. And just really enjoyed it. The half. So yeah, the half was 12 months later in November 25. So that's double that distance again. and did pretty well there, I thought, so I just, and, and then obviously after that, it's kind of like, what's next? So you're always trying to look for the next challenge. And Ironman's really the pinnacle of triathlon. It's the longest form of it, and it's kind of, it's kind of not for the faint-hearted. So I thought I'd, give it a go.
Awesome. Well, you did really, really well. And we're going to talk more about that real shortly soon, whānau, but we're going to go to a quick wire break, and we'll be back soon to speak with Wiremu. Kia ora koutou e te whānau. Welcome back to Te Ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, Te Korimako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. We have an awesome kōrero here with Wiremu Wano, who's talking about his journey on triathlon. Now, triathlon, Wiremu, tell us a little bit about what a training week looks like for triathlon. When you're preparing for these events, what does your week look like?
So for the Ironman, it was probably about 10 to 15 hours a week. You're probably looking at at least an hour a week, an hour a day during the week, and Friday's off, and then Saturday is a big day. It builds up to about a 5-6 hour bike, and then the Sunday is usually followed by a 2.5 hour run. So yeah.
Wow. Elf messaged me before too. Hey, Caps, you want to jump on this time? After hearing that, I don't know. I better go and talk to the boss. And also talk us through a race day, bro. Like from 3.8k swim to the marathon at the end. Like what should people kind of expect physically and mentally who want to kind of get into this space?
Yeah, like the day in Taupo was pretty special. Like it was probably a 10-month sort of campaign to get there. So the day itself was pretty emotional. Ngāti Tūwharetoa, get out there and do a big kapas performance and lay down the wheel for us. So I was pretty emotional on the morning. And then, once that gun goes off, the New Zealand Army are there and they shoot off a cannon. It's a big mass start, so everyone's in the water. And then, once that gun goes, you just flip the switch and away you go. Wow.
Well, and tell us a little bit about like when you're on the run or on the bike or on the swim. Like, what are some of the thoughts that are going through your head? Obviously, it's only you and yourself. It's not like a team sport. You're out there by yourself. Tell us a little bit about that, the insights into what's going on.
Yeah, the swimming's pretty fast. It's only about an hour or so. That part's over pretty quick. But yeah, the bike, I was on the bike for about 7 hours, so it was a long time on my own. You got people around you and stuff, but you got to keep your distance as part of the rules. There was a few thoughts. So really, it was about just holding back. Just making sure I wasn't emptying the tank. So just trying to stay disciplined and stick to the race plan, which was be fairly conservative on the bike. So I've got some legs to run the marathon because that's and then once you get off the bike, come into Taupo, you come down, you descend down into Taupo, you feel like a bit of a professional actually. You get off and they come and grab your bike off you, and then you put your running shoes on and away you go. And then that's where the crowd support really comes in. Taupo's awesome for that. There's heaps of crowd support right into the night, and I had my whānau and friends there too, so it was pretty cool.
Awesome. Just speaking on that crowd support, and in particular the whānau support, how important is that when you're doing something so extreme as that, and the amount of Ks you're doing? How important is it to know that your whānau are there right by your side supporting you?
Yeah, no, it's pretty massive. It's massive, bro. Like they had the kids there waving, and early on in the run, it's all sort of fun and games, high fives and stuff. And as the back half of that marathon started, the sun was coming down and it was getting pretty dark, and I was, it was starting to doubt myself. And then but it's massive, bro. And just Taupo in general, I think the community getting behind it. There's people all over, right into the wee hours of the morning. And then you obviously get to the finish shoot, and that was pretty special as well.
Wow, what an experience! What an experience! Now you're part of a pretty special team too in Taranaki Toa. How important is it for you to see more Māori and whānau involved with endurance races, endurance events?
Yeah, bro. It's Taranaki Toa been around for a while. I'm only fairly new to the scene, but Alf's been doing this for a while, probably 10 or so years. He's had a presence out there. So, big, bro. Like, it's, I guess for them or for us, it's about using triathlon as the vehicle to, and those three disciplines within it to help motivate whānau up off the couch, and just help the whole order, help I guess change some of those statistics, for us as Māori.
Beautiful. Well, if any of our Taranaki Toa whānau are out there listening, big mihi to you all for the amazing mahi that you've done over many, many years. And to hear stories like Wiremu's is nothing short of amazing. So big mihi to them. Now, you also run your own building company as well there, brother. Now, what lessons from Ironman carry over into business and everyday life, and how have you juggled the two, bro?
Yeah, it's been tricky, bro, with those big training blocks and running a business and the whānau. It's pretty hard, but yeah, we got there. I think running a business is helpful being self-employed. I can, I'll go in after a big weekend of training, and I'll tell the boys about my training weekend, and they don't tend to care too much. Unless you've sort of done it, they don't too bothered by it. But it's been cool, bro. Like the mahi side of things, you meet people through training, and the two worlds kind of meet.
Beautiful, lovely. Now, just lastly, what when you reflect on the last few years and the mahi that you've kind of done, and the enjoyment that it's brought, and how it's helped with your hau order, and that, what's some advice you might give to some listeners out there that might be considering something like this to really help with their own hau order and well-being?
Yeah, I reckon give it a go. Whatever distance is comfortable for you, give it a go. Get in touch with the toa whānau. But I mean, like, for me, it was pretty special watching, because the cutoff time in Taupo is 1 a.m. in the morning, and just to watch those last couple of hours of whānau come in, it's kind of makes you think like anything's doable, achievable for people who think they can't do it. You often hear, I can't swim this, or I can't do that, and then they do it, and then they think, well, what's the next thing? So no, I think there's heaps of good you can do anything you set your mind to. So that's what I reckon.
Beautiful. Well, thanks, Wiremu, for coming on the show. Your journey kind of shows whānau, shows people at home that through commitment, support, and self-belief, that anything is possible. So it's inspiring to hear your story, even though you kind of scared me off a little bit with those kilometers you're sharing. But a big mihi to you, your whānau, and the Taranaki Toa whānau for the amazing mahi that you're doing in the triathlon space, and keep up the good work, and we really appreciate you coming on the show to share your story.
Awesome. Ngā mihi. Thank you, bro.